Hello everyone, I'm Luiza and I'm an ELT student at Osman Gazi University. And today I'm going to present you about approaching intercultural contact. And let's start with the uh, what is intercultural contact? It refers to any interaction that crosses cultural boundaries. Many people assume it only happens when we travel abroad, but this is not the case. It also takes place in our daily lives, at work, in our neighborhoods, or uh, or even during routine social interactions. Culture is not something fixed or limited to national borders. It is dynamic, diverse, and constantly negotiated. For this reason, intercultural contact should not be reduced to simple ideas like someone from country A meets someone from country B. Instead, we must view culture as layered and multifaceted. Um, Historical perspective of intercultural contact. Although globalization has intensified intercultural interaction, the phenomenon itself is not the new. The Silk Road, colonial expansion, and migration created long-standing connections between societies. What is different today is the speed, accessibility, and digital dimensions of intercultural contact. We are exposed to other cultures not only physically but virtually as well. And because of this complexity, older ways of thinking about culture need to be updated and more sophisticated approaches are necessary. And what is acculturation? Acculturation refers to how individuals adapt to unfamiliar cultural environments. This adaptation can involve emotional stress, behavioral changes, and new ways of thinking. Importantly, acculturation doesn't mean entering a single, unified host culture. Cultures contain internal diversity and contradictions, and newcomers must navigate these variations. Students studying abroad quickly realize that what they expected to be one culture is actually many overlapping cultures. Therefore, flexibility and openness are crucial during acculturation. And the U-curve model. It provides a general pattern for cultural adjustment. People often start with excitement, the honeymoon phase, followed by confusion or frustration during the crisis stage. Over time, they develop strategies and confidence in the adjustment stage. Eventually, many reach biculturalism, where they feel at home in the new environment. Although this model is useful, it's also limited because not everyone follows the same path. Experiences are deeply individual, and the V-curve model expands on the U-curve by acknowledging that returning home can also be challenging. People expect home to feel familiar, but they often discover that they have changed or that others have different expectations of them. This creates a second wave of adjustment known as reentry shock. The V curve reminds us that cultural adaptation continues even after the physical journey ends. And Kim's spiral model. Kim's model emphasizes that cultural adaptation is not linear. Instead, it follows a continuous cycle of stress, adaptation, and growth. Different individuals adapt differently depending on their personality, environment, and available support. The spiral shape also suggests that each challenge contributes to long-term development and cultural learning. Kim's approach helps us understand why adaptation can feel repetitive but still leads to meaningful progress. And what is intercultural competence? Uh, it is the ability to interact effectively and appropriately across cultural boundaries. It involves much more than knowing facts about a culture. It requires the ability to reflect on oneself, communicate with sensitivity, and respond ethically to differences. Intercultural competence develops gradually and depends on a combination of knowledge, awareness, skills, and attitude. And Byram's intercultural communicative competence. He identifies five key components of intercultural communicative competence. Knowledge refers to understanding social groups and cultural practices. Attitudes include curiosity, openness, and the willingness to suspend judgment. Skills of interpreting and relating help us understand unfamiliar cultural behaviors. Skills of discovery and interaction allow us to navigate new situations. Finally, critical cultural awareness enable us to evaluate cultural perspectives thoughtfully. Together, these saviors support effective and ethical intercultural communication. And uh, this model includes knowledge and awareness. Uh, Knowledge means understanding how societies function, recognizing the diversity within cultures, and identifying the norms and institutions that shape behavior. And awareness involves recognizing our own assumptions, being sensitive to communication cues, and noticing how context influences meaning. And the third one is skills. It includes interpreting messages, negotiating expectations, and managing interactions in multilingual and multicultural settings. Finally, attitude is the foundation of the entire model. It requires curiosity, openness, and the willingness to question our own assumptions. It also includes an ethical dimension known as critical cosmopolitanism, engaging with others respectfully and avoiding simplified us versus them thinking. And uh, to summarize, intercultural contact happens everywhere, not just abroad. Acculturation is a complex and personal journey that cannot be explained by a single model. Intercultural competence requires a balance of knowledge, awareness, skills, and attitude. Culture is fluid, overlapping, and constantly negotiated. By approaching others with curiosity, sensitivity, and ethical awareness, we can move beyond stereotypes and engage more meaningfully across cultural boundaries. And that was all. Thank you for listening.